Nowadays, we all know who the Red Hulk is, but when he first smashed his way into comics, his identity was kept a secret for nearly 2 years. The mystery around who Big Red could be was exciting, and said mystery was the focal point of a story arc called Code Red. This story saw the Red Hulk assemble a team which included a certain Merc with a mouth to take down Domino, who may or may not have found out who Red Hulk is. So let's take a look at Code Red.
Rubbing wrong.
Domino is tailing Doc Samson and sees him meeting with a dude outside a barbershop. Things seem to get pretty tense, so Dom decides to follow the mystery man. She then watches as the mystery man transforms into the Red Hulk. I guess Gamma Hearing is a less talked about power that Hulks have, as he seems to hear Domino's shock. Hulk goes for Dom and demands to know who sent her. She does the smart thing and tries to get the FOD, all the while claiming it was too dark to see who he was, but Hulk had lunch and won't be fed that BS, so he throws a water tower at her. She then gets her head in the game and uses her luck powers on the Red Rager, causing him to fall through a building and collapse it on himself, which gives her the time she needs to get away. Hulk meets with Samson and Thunderbolt Ross. Now this Ross was an LMD, a life model decoy. These are robots used primarily by S.H.I.E.L.D. to be sneaky sneaks about his potentially compromised identity. Ross and Samson tell Hulk he needs to get this sorted out and has 24 hours to do so. He puts together a team to help with this mission. First up is Deadpool. Hulk helps Wade destroy a bunch of Deadpool LMDs and offers him $1 million for a day's work. Next is the Punisher. Frank is tearing through members of a Russian mob. In a classic Frank move, he tries to kill Hulk, but doesn't have the firepower. Hulk offers Frank a list of every criminal under the Witness Protection Program. Flash forward, and Hulk has finished assembling his team. Rounding it out are the Crimson Dynamo, Thundra, and Elektra. Meet Code Red. With the montage over, they have 19 hours to find Domino, but in a very convenient twist, Elektra has already found their target. Domino is drinking at a bar in Hell's Kitchen. When confronted, Domino is impressed that Hulk brought friends, but she has done the same. X-Force are ready for a fight, and Wolverine calls dibs on Hulk. Wolverine tears into Hulk. Logan isn't holding back and wants to know what Hulk wants with Domino. Hulk questions if Dom already told Wolverine, but he isn't the kind of guy to ask questions he already knows the answer to, so I guess Wolverine knows that Hulk is Thunderbolt Ross. I don't think this is ever addressed ever again. The Slobberknocker continues with Wolverine slashing the Hulk's eyes. In a blind rage, pun 100% intended, Hulk swats Wolverine away like a sack of potatoes. Meanwhile, Code Red and X-Force have found their dance partners. Archangel battles Dynamo, Deadpool fights Warpath, Punisher clashes with X-23, and Thundra takes Domino. Crimson Dynamo uses self-destruct and finds that it's super effective on Archangel. Punisher impales X-23, but she knocks him out with a blow to the head. Nothing fancy from Domino, she just shoots Thundra. Just then, Elektra joins the fray and knocks Domino onto the bar so they can talk it out. Elektra demands to know why Hulk was after her, as Hulk implemented a no questions asked policy for Code Red. Deadpool and Warpath are fighting in the kitchen. Amidst all their knife throwing, they manage to cause a huge gas explosion. Thundra emerges from the wreckage and explains to Hulk what happened. Hulk suggests they retreat when Wolverine rams a taxi into him. The impact barely phases Hulk and Logan flies through the windscreen. Wolverine tells Hulk to accept defeat when suddenly a massive hulk of a woman takes him out, all the while wielding Elektra's and Domino's weapons. Thundra asks Hulk who this Red She-Hulk is, but he doesn't know. She-Hulk declares that she took those weapons from Domino and Elektra after she killed them. Wolverine is hurt enough and stabs his claws into an underground electrical wire, which causes She-Hulk to let him go. Wolverine leaves to find Domino, but She-Hulk tries to stop him. Logan seems to think that this She-Hulk is Jen Walters, but she informs him that Jennifer Walters is in fact dead. This pushes Wolverine into Berserker mode, who is then blasted away by the Punisher, who has just pulled himself and Deadpool from the rubble. Archangel is also back in the fight and unleashes a flurry of razor-sharp feathers on Hulk's team. Thundra wraps her chain around his neck and threatens to snap it if he doesn't land. Amidst all this action, She-Hulk tells Hulk to come with her. Hulk isn't sure, but when she quotes the art of war, it convinces him to follow her. Wolverine recovers and wants to find the Hulks, but is stopped by a mystery man who convinces him it's more important to find Domino and Elektra. Logan agrees and leaps into the flames to find them. The man then tells Archangel that Warpath and X-23 are wounded inside the building. Then the dude tells Code Red that the Hulk wasn't going to follow through on what he promised to them, but he will. The Hulks are making their way through subway tunnels as Hulk asks who she is and who sent her. She reveals she was sent by the same people who created him, and she's here because he's become a liability and needs to be recovered. Hulk has brought too much attention to himself and his creators are not happy with him seemingly turning the other Hulk into Banner forever. Red Hulk is now the only Hulk left, although he's beside another Hulk, so I guess that doesn't really make sense. Hulk asks again who she is, but she just replies that she's a friend, and Hulk is going to need all the friends he can get before their employer's plans come to fruition. She-Hulk insists that they get to higher ground, but Hulk senses others in the tunnel. She-Hulk dismisses this, so Hulk slams her against a wall and demands to know where she is leading him. Hulk is overpowered and Thundra, Deadpool, and Punisher get the drop on him. The mystery man was Doc Samson and informs Hulk that he is being double-crossed. Obviously. He points out to his team that Samson is a psychologist who could easily get into their heads and tell them exactly what they wanted to hear to make them turn on him. Samson reveals he's already delivered on his promises to Wade and Frank. They'll get the password once Hulk is dead. Sammy Boy didn't account for Thundra's loyalty to Hulk though and attacks him. Hulk convinces Punisher and Deadpool to side with him again. A subway train passes by, allowing the Hulk to pull the sai out of his neck and escape. Samson tells She-Hulk to go after him. Hulk hopped on the passing train and is attacked by She-Hulk while trying to calm the passengers down. She-Hulk starts throwing shade at Red, saying he let his quest for revenge on the other Hulk jeopardize his mission. This really ticks Hulk off and he grabs She-Hulk and pulls her to the surface. He goes full King Kong and scales the Empire State Building. He demands She-Hulk give him answers or he'll drop her to her death. She-Hulk refuses to talk, but Hulk can't throw her off because that would be a Green Hulk move. And like a sap, he puts her down and is swiftly kicked off the Empire State Building. His landing creates quite the impact, even knocking Aunt Petunia's favorite nephew from his bed. Elektra finds Hulk and tells him that she and Domino's fight with the She-Hulk got messy, hence why she had their weapons, and was wearing tatters of Domino's costume. It's so weird to me that She-Hulk took Domino's clothes. Like, what was it, a bra and panties match? Elektra then leads Hulk to Domino. She and X-Force are in a penthouse with a captured Silver Sable. And here's our M. Night Shyamalan right here. It turns out Sable was hired by Samson to put Domino in a position to potentially see Hulk's true identity and instigate the ensuing battle between X-Force and Code Red. Using what Domino saw as a gambling card, Hulk warns X-Force that he's seen government plans to eliminate mutants, and if they knew that Wolverine, a card-carrying member of the Avengers, was a part of a mutant Black Ops team, they will assuredly initiate said plans. Seeing as they're at a stalemate, Hulk tells Wolverine and Domino to send the rest of X-Force away. With them gone, Hulk asks for Sable to be turned over to him. They agree and X-Force leaves. Hulk demands that Sable give him the money Samson paid her. Elektra points out that everyone selected for Code Red is the type to reveal the Hulk's identity in the event Domino revealed what she saw. She then warns that if his employers have decided he's expendable, he's in big trouble, and suggests that Hulk make good on the promises he made to the other members of his team, because he's probably going to need allies pretty soon. And make good on those promises he does. Hulk equips Crimson Dynamo with Stark Tech, pays Deadpool, and gives the Punisher the location of an abandoned S.H.I.E.L.D. armory. He meets Thundra and informs her that the situation is being contained, for now. She then asks Hulk if he's ready for what is to come next. He tells her that they'll never know what hit them. Bum bum bum. Code Red took place across issues 14 to 17 of Hulk Volume 2 and was written by Jeff Loeb with art by Ian Churchill. Loeb wrote Red Hulk series until Jeff Parker took over after World War Hulks. Loeb's writing at times reminds me of Michael Bay, and I think this story was a perfect example of that. Big fights, questionable reasoning as to characters' actions, the whole shebang. Now there were a few notable things in this story. It was the first time Wolverine encountered Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk debuted, and X-Force's Black Ops activities were revealed to be known to characters outside the X titles, which is cool because a lot of the time, teams or storylines like those are not mentioned outside of their titles corner of the Marvel Universe. And we saw the formation of what would eventually become Ross's own team of Thunderbolts. And that was a look at Red Hulk's assembly of his very own A-Team. Have you read this story? See what I did there? Will you be checking it out? Would you have wanted to see more of Code Red? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've been Rambling Rob, you've been fantastic, and I'll see you soon.